Look, I have conquered 47 worlds. 47, not 46. Not some pathetic number like 32. 47. Entire civilizations. And let me tell you something. Not a single one of them prepared me for what the humans did. Not one. My name is Vorn, third claw of the Kaldrin Empire. I was supposed to be retired by now, sipping fermented plasma on some beach moon, watching binary suns sink below alien oceans, maybe even writing my memoirs. Instead, I am here, explaining how a species that barely mastered faster-than-light travel 3 decades ago managed to make the entire Kaldrin military command look like hatchlings playing with plasma rifles. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start at the beginning. When we first detected Earth, our scouts were laughing. Actual, uncontrollable laughter. The humans still had nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons. In the year 2157. We abandoned those 2,000 years ago. They still fought over resources, still had divided nations, still believed in something called cryptocurrency. The strategic assessment was simple. 3 days, maximum resistance. We would arrive, demonstrate superior firepower, accept their surrender, integrate them into the empire. Standard procedure. Easy. I should have known better. The fleet arrived on a Tuesday. Yes, I remember. Because the humans made sure we remembered. They broadcasted. Every frequency, every channel, every communication band across their entire planet transmitted the same message. Welcome. It is Tuesday. We have been expecting you. Please hold for further instructions. Hold. Hold. We are the Kaldrin Empire. We do not hold. For anyone. My second-in-command, Kree, wanted immediate bombardment. Standard intimidation protocol. A show of force. But then the humans did something unexpected. They invited us to dinner. A formal diplomatic dinner. They transmitted coordinates to every ship in the fleet, along with what they called a menu, and a polite request to RSVP within 3 standard hours, as the chef required preparation time. Kree insisted it was a trap. Obviously. So did I. So did everyone. But our scans detected nothing. No hidden orbital platforms. No cloaked weapons arrays. No energy spikes. No superweapon charging beneath the surface. Just a building. A lakeside building. Candles in the windows. Actual candles. I went. Of course I went. You do not conquer 47 worlds by being afraid. I took Kree and 50 of my finest soldiers. Fully armed. Fully armored. Prepared to reduce that structure to molten debris at the first hint of betrayal. A human woman greeted us at the entrance. Director Maya Okonkwo. She was smiling. Smiling. As if 200 warships weren't hanging above her world. As if this were a social call. She extended her hand, a human greeting gesture, and said, "Welcome, Commander Vorn. Thank you for coming. Dinner is nearly ready. Would you like a tour first?" A tour of what I assumed was their surrender facility. It wasn't. It was a museum of war. Every weapon humanity had ever created, from sharpened stone to thermonuclear warheads, displayed behind glass. Each with a plaque, each with statistics, each with history. This rifle, Maya said, pausing beside a primitive projectile weapon from our 20th century, could end a life from 800 meters away. We manufactured millions. Used them to kill millions of our own people. She said it calmly, almost pleasantly. We were very good at killing. Kree shifted beside me. I felt it too. Something wrong beneath the surface of Maya's cheerfulness. The way she said were past tense. We continued. Chemical agents. Biological plagues. Orbital kinetic bombardment systems. Autonomous drone swarms. Each display more efficient than the last. Each explanation delivered with quiet pride and colder honesty. Then we reached the final room. It was empty, completely empty. White walls, white floor, white ceiling, and a single pedestal at the center. Above it hovered a holographic display. "This," Maya said, her smile widening slightly, "is our current arsenal." Kree laughed. "There is nothing there." "Exactly." Maya clasped her hands together, delighted. "About 40 years ago, we realized something important. Something that changed everything." I stepped closer to the pedestal. The hologram shifted. Stars. Thousands of them. Connected by luminous lines. A web stretching across sectors of space. What am I looking at? I asked. Maya's eyes never left mine. Our real weapon, she said softly. The only one that matters now. She turned toward the dining hall doors. But I shouldn't ruin the surprise before dinner. Cool me. The first course is ready. She paused. I promise you, she added, almost kindly, it will blow your mind. The translator rendered the phrase literally. I assumed it was another primitive metaphor. I was wrong. So very, very wrong. The dinner was... I still have nightmares about that dinner. Not because of poison, not because of violence, but because of what they served. Food from 47 different conquered species across the galaxy, including 3 dishes from planets we hadn't even told them we had conquered yet. Ow! Kree's voice cracked. How do you have Torgalian spice moss? That planet is 8,000 light years away. We took it 6 months ago. Maya passed her a dish that smelled like home. Like actual Kaldrin homeworld vegetation. Oh, that? We've been trading with the Torgalians for about 3 years now. Lovely people. Terrible at military strategy, but their agricultural exports are fantastic. Here, try the roasted Celtic. We got the recipe from your capital world. Third Moon. Little restaurant near the northern spaceport. The owner, Jax, I think, very helpful. My blood went cold. That was a military installation. A classified military installation. How did humans know about Jax? How do they know any of this? You're spies, I said, my claws extending involuntarily. You infiltrated our territory. Spies. Maya looked genuinely offended. Commander, please. We're traders. Entrepreneurs. Business people. Do you know what your soldiers on that third moon want more than anything? She leaned in. Real coffee. Actual Earth coffee. We've been selling it to them for 2 years. Making a fortune, honestly. They pay triple the market rate. Kree shot to her feet, knocking her chair backward. You corrupted our military. You bribed them. Corrupted? Bribe. Maya laughed. Actually laughed. We sold coffee. They bought coffee. That's called commerce. That's the free market. That's giving people what they want instead of forcing them to accept whatever their government thinks they should have. And then it hit me. The holographic display. The network of stars. The empty room. You didn't build weapons, I whispered. You built markets. Maya's smile could have melted hull plating. Now you're getting it. 40 years ago, when we detected your empire expanding, we had a choice. We could build a military that might hold you off for a few weeks. Or, she took a slow sip of wine. Or we could build something you couldn't bomb. An economy. A trade network. A system so interconnected, so profitable, so mutually beneficial that conquering us would be the stupidest decision you could ever make. I wanted to argue, wanted to deny it, wanted to order orbital bombardment right then. But I couldn't, because she was right. The data had always been in our intelligence reports. I had simply been too blind to see it. Human ships were everywhere. Not warships, cargo vessels, trade hubs, franchise networks. They had McDonald's restaurants on 40% of the planets in our empire. 40%. Our soldiers, our civilians, our administrators, eating human food, wearing human clothing, watching human entertainment, using human technology to slightly better, slightly cheaper, slightly more convenient than anything we produced ourselves. You weaponized capitalism, Kree said, and she sounded almost impressed. We prefer aggressive, peaceful expansion, Maya replied lightly. But yes. She set her glass down. You want to conquer Earth? Fine. Bomb us. Invade us. Occupy us. And then watch your entire economy collapse when 40,000 trade agreements vanish overnight. Watch your people riot when they lose their coffee, their smartphones, their streaming services. Watch your government crumble when half your GDP evaporates. Because, surprise, we control 60% of your industrial supply chains. She stood, still smiling, still terrifyingly calm. Take our planet. You can do that, but you can't take our patents. You can't seize our trade relationships. You can't confiscate cultural influence. You can't uneat our food. You can't unwatch our movies. You can't unlearn our language. Her eyes locked onto mine. We're already here. We've been here for decades. In your homes, in your shops, in your military bases, in your children's toys, and your grandmother's medicine cabinets. I looked at Cree. She looked at me. We both understood. We had already lost. So, Maya said cheerfully, refilling my glass. Dessert? We have an amazing cheesecake. New York style. I think you'll love it. And while we eat, we can discuss the terms of your withdrawal. And perhaps, she smiled wider, a very lucrative franchise opportunity. 3 days later, we left. Officially, we were never there. Officially, Earth voluntarily joined the Empire as a fully autonomous economic zone. Unofficially, I now own 6 human coffee franchises across 3 systems, and I make more in a quarter than I ever did as a military commander. Humans don't conquer worlds. They don't need to. They make you want what they have. And then they charge you for it. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. And brilliant. I hate them. I also just bought stock in something called Apple. Apparently, it's going to be huge. Humanity is just getting started.